Good morning, CG. I'm Marzier.
And I'm Rachel.
And we have your CGTV broadcast for Friday, January 28th. We have stories about the robotics competition, a CG Taekwondo master, a hype-up video for the upcoming girls basketball meet, and one student's work to help those impacted by COVID.
This week, the CG Robotics team enters its competition season, where its robot will go head-to-head with others from across the state. Walker Milhoff and Nolan Canfield bring you the news.
Robotics is returning to competitions for the first time in 2 years, with the largest team it has had in 6 years. The lead-up to competitions can be a stressful time for robotics, but the team intends to be prepared.
Preparing for the competitions, we have a lot of meetings in the week, so we have a lot of time to prepare. And everyone tries to work closely with everyone so everyone knows what's going on, what needs to be done. And so in the preparations, it gets stressful at times, but we try what we can to make sure that we work to the best of our ability and that everyone's included and has a fun time at least.
This work is all to reach the final goal of the robotics team, building a robot that can succeed in the competitions.
We have a central hub in the middle of the field. It has a lower level and a higher level. In the lower level, well, in both, you drop the ball in, and in the first 15 seconds of the game, the robot's supposed to be autonomous. And so we have these things called cargo, which are basically the balls. And there's a total of 12 on the field, 6 for each alliance.
Robotics seeks to advance in this year's competitions, the first for most on the team.
Well, they start in the first weekend of spring break. I don't remember the exact date, but that's when we have district. We're going to, I think, Columbus first. And the weekend after, we go to Lafayette. And depending on our results in those competitions, we might go to Worlds and State.
Junior Brenna Porat is optimistic about the team's chances this year.
So this year we have, I think our rookie numbers are like we're 80% rookies and 20% veterans, and it's going to be a difficult year because we have to train all of those rookies. But I think with all the manpower and help that we have, I've seen so much enthusiasm and so much excitement to get back into competitions for the first time in 2 years. And I think it's going to be a really energy-filled season. We have so many people, and next year will be even greater because we have all of those people coming back, and we'll have a real team again.
The robotics team hopes that this year's competitions will be the start of something great.
Thanks, guys.
Jason Smith has helped those impacted by COVID through his Blessings Box. Brandon Martin brings you the story.
Senior Jason Smith is an Eagle Scout and has chosen to make a blessing box for his Eagle Scout project.
So a blessing box goes by the saying, take what you need, give what you can. So anyone can donate goods into it, such as like canned food or like cereal boxes, and then anyone can come and take whatever they need.
Eagle Scout Project is a project Boy Scouts can do that is designed to provide a service for the community.
I chose the blessing box because, as I said, through COVID, so many people lost their jobs, and just one little thing like a thing of like canned food could really help them out.
Smith began working on his project in December and has been working on it since. He has been aware of the effects of the pandemic on the community and wanted to make a difference.
Some people are not as fortunate anymore because they, lost their jobs, and this blessing box, will just, bless others and give them like goods they might need, like food or whatever.
The blessing box is at the Church of Nazarene in Greenwood and is open to donations.
Thanks, Brandon.
Bree Dillman is a sophomore who practices Taekwondo. She has competed in competitions at home and abroad since elementary school. Alyssa Wishmeyer and Violet Miller bring you the details.
Sophomore Bree Dillman has been in Taekwondo at the Greenwood Christian Martial Arts Academy, or this GCMA Academy, for 10 years. She has a black belt and she has competed in international competitions. When Dillman was 12 years old, she began to help as a junior teacher. From there, Dillman moved up to become a main assistant instructor within the school.
Teaching was really scary because you have to know exactly what you're doing, and you have to go in front of mostly little kids and some people even older than you, because I started teaching at a young age and I had to go in front of these people that were older and younger than me and say, hey, I know what I'm doing, I'm worthy of my rank. And especially not being the best public speaker when I was younger, it was really hard. And so having to overcome all that was definitely a challenge. But just the more you practice Taekwondo and the more you learn yourself, the easier it is to tell other people how to do something. And so it's gotten a lot easier over the years.
Dillman recalls how she started her love of Taekwondo from the very beginning of her personal experience with the sport to now.
I grew to love Taekwondo, and I started when I was 5 years old, and I think it first kicked in for me when we started sparring, and that's always been something that I wasn't really good at because I was so short, but once I grew a little bit and I got into it, I loved it, and I loved doing forms and competing.
After her long experience in the academy, Dillman began teaching lessons. She is very intentional about
When I'm teaching, if I'll get really passionate about something, and the more upbeat you are when you're teaching, it's a lot easier for the kids to learn. Because if you're kind of dull teaching, a little monotone, then the kids don't want to learn from somebody like that. And so I definitely say it rubs off on other people when the person teaching them is excited about what they're teaching.
Thanks, guys.
Tonight, while the Trojan boys team travels to Lawrence North, the girls team will compete at home, taking on Lawrence North in their final MIC game ever. Admission is free. Let's pack the stands for this event. The team has a message for you.
January 28th, 7:30 p.m. Show up to our last ever MIC game.
The theme is White Out.
So CG, let's support the girls basketball team by showing up to tonight's game at 7:30 p.m.
That's all we have for you today, CG.
Bye.